Thanks for joining us, and today we're going to talk about Kriya Yoga and the Goldilocks principle. So in the Goldilocks and Three Bears story, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear are just preparing their breakfast, and they decide, as Mama Bear is making the porridge, and once she's finished that, they're going to go out for a quick walk in the forest so they can allow their porridge to cool down. And so they head off into the forest. Unbeknownst to them, Goldilocks comes through the forest and doesn't see the three bears don't see her, and she happens to come upon their cottage, and then she goes inside their cottage. And she's hungry, and so she looks in the kitchen and she sees on the table that there are 3 bowls of porridge. So she goes to the biggest bowl, which is Papa Bear's bowl, and then she tries it, and oh, it's too hot. Then she goes to the middle bowl, which is Mama Bear's bowl, and then she tries, it's too cold. And then she goes to the smallest bowl, which is Baby Bear's bowl, and she tries some, and it's just right. And so she finishes that porridge. It's absolutely delicious. And she's like, oh wow, I gotta sit down. I've had that delicious porridge. So she goes, and there are 3 chairs there. The largest chair, which is Papa Bear's chair. She sits down on it, it's too hard. And then she sits on the middle chair, which is Mama Bear's chair, and it's too soft. And then she sits in the little chair, which is just perfect, and it's just right. It's Baby Bear's chair. It's amazing. And she's like, she sits there for a while, she's relaxing in front of the fire. Then she goes and she's like, I'm starting to feel a little sleepy. So then she goes, there are 3 rooms. And she goes to the room, the largest room, which is the Papa Bear's room, and the bed is there, and she lays down on it, it's too hard. And then she goes to the middle room, which is the Mama Bear room, and she lays down on it, it's too soft. And then she goes to Baby Bear's room, which is the smallest room, but she lies down on the bed, it's just right, and she falls asleep. The Goldilocks and the Three Bears story are analogous to the concepts of the 3 gunas, triguna, in yoga. And in the 3 gunas, the aspects of reality are these. Rajas, which is the activating aspect of reality. It is dynamic. There is tamas, which is the inert or obscuring aspect of reality. And then there are sattvas, which is the pure aspect of reality, the balance, the harmony aspect of reality. And so when we take the concept of the Goldilocks principle, what we're really looking at is the middle path between 2 polar opposites. You have on one side the rajas, and on the other side you have the tamas. And in the middle is the sattvas, is the pure aspect or the optimal balance point between the extremes. And in Kriya Yoga sadhana, Kriya Yoga practice, we want to embody this in our practice. And so we don't want to do a practice that has too much rajas, too much activation in it, nor do we want to do a practice that has too much tamas or inert aspect of it. We want a balance point right down the middle, and that leads us into deep meditation. And so when we look at the sort of activities that we do in Kriya Yoga, normally we start with Guru Pranam. Guru Pranam is a salutation to the Guru. And in this case, one may use the salutation towards Lahiri Baba, Lahiri Mahashai, or to Babaji, or to one's personal Guru. So if one has too much rajas in the Guru Pranam, if one is too forceful or active, this will not lead to optimum results. One cannot concentrate effectively. One cannot be aware of the experiences as they unfold within meditation. Conversely, if one has too much tamas in Guru Pranam, if one is not paying attention, if one is lackadaisical, one will not have a connection to the Guru through Guru Pranam. And down the middle, sattvas, where there's this optimal paying attention, we see that there is a connection with the Guru. So if you've ever seen a likeness of Shiva, what you will notice is that Shiva, who is considered the king of the yogis, that Shiva has a slight smile. There's a little smile in the corner of Shiva's lips. This smile is an upliftment, that Shiva's mind is uplifted and in a state of equanimity, despite the fact that he is in deep meditation. And so similarly, we can use this sattvic quality. We can put a slight smile on our lips, just in the corners of our lips, that we can have this smile in our heart and the smile in our mind. What it does is makes us present. We're not using too much force, we're not using too little force. We're just right down the middle path. Similarly, when one is in asana, when one is in a pose for meditation, a seated position, one can be too tense. So are you too tense? There are some Kriya Yoga schools that talked about making the bow, which is pulling the shoulders back, creating an arch in the lower spine, sitting very ramrod straight. Or are you using too little effort in this, where you slump your body forward, you're not allowing yourself to breathe properly, and you go into a state of stupor, into a state of falling asleep in meditation? Or are you sitting in a position which is optimum, which is right down the middle, which is sattvic, where the spine is aligned in a neutral position? The spine is not a straight line. The spine is a S curve. And so are you sitting in a natural position in your asana? And to do that, you can think of tucking the tailbone down, dropping the tailbone, of sinking the chest, and then the alignment of the neck is in a neutral alignment. The chin drops down so everything is level, and you're in that beautiful S curve. That is a sattvic quality to asana. Similarly, when one is doing Kriya pranayama, one is using intentional breathing to bring one into a meditative state. This is Kriya pranayama. Are you doing it in a very forceful way with a forceful ujjayi? There are some Kriya Yoga schools that use a mouth-breathing pranayama and use a very forceful ujjayi, the sound in the throat, to create this kind of a sound. Are you doing that? That's going to create disturbance within. That is using too much rajas in your Kriya pranayama. Or conversely, are you using not enough effort in your Kriya pranayama? Are you doing only upper chest breathing? Very sort of shallow breathing that doesn't allow your abdomen to expand. It doesn't allow the thoracic diaphragm to drop down, and doesn't allow enough space in your lungs for you to breathe properly. So are you doing this very weak breathing, which doesn't lead to optimum results in Kriya Yoga? It is tamas. Or are you following the sattvic path, which is that you're doing a slow, long, intentional breathing that is very slight, very subtle, that is very relaxed, which leads to pratyahara, to internalization, that leads to an internalized state. You start to feel the feelings in your body. The body starts to disappear, and you're drawn into a deep state of meditation. Are you following the sattvic path with your Kriya pranayama? And then as your meditation states unfold, as you start to feel the pratyahara coming on, as you start to feel the paravasta, the after effect poised state of Kriya, and you're being drawn within, are you using too much rajas, which is trying to chase down every phenomenal experience that comes up in your meditation? Are you straining to look for the spiritual eye? Are you running all around within to try and hold on to and cling to a spiritual experience, a meditative experience? Or are you losing your attention? Are you starting to drift off into sleep? Are you not holding your awareness in balance? Are you slipping into tamas? Or are you following the middle path, the sattvic path, where you are aware of the states of meditations as they arise and disappear? You've stopped clinging to your meditation results and allow things to unfold naturally, to progress into deeper and deeper states, to let go of the thoughts and the craving as they arise. So you can see that following the optimum path, the sattvic path, will allow you to balance the opposites in your meditation. You're using the Goldilocks principle of being just right. Are you following that sattvic path, the middle path that leads to true awakening? So if you have any questions about this video, feel free to send me an email at info@modernkriya.com. Also check our website at modernkriya.com and our YouTube channel. So thanks for joining us, and we will see you next time.